Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's Lair. I am your host, Larry, the delectable Chupacabra man, and today we are taking a look at Ubermosh, a cyberpunk game that takes us into a post-apocalyptic wasteland to duke it out with marauders, bandits, and general road warrior crazy people. Also mutants. Did I mention big scary mutants that have tentacles and crazy laser guns? 'Cause it's got that too. And so Ubermosh bills itself as a sort of mosh pit-style arena fighter, which takes you into a non-stop hell of bullets, laser swords, and machine guns to duke it out for the highest score that you can possibly get in around 99 seconds or so. And so in order to wombo your combos up and gain as many points as possible to achieve a triple S rating in our mosh pit arena, you must take your delightful orange glowy laser sword and slice and dice those bandit and mutant bullets and redirect them back at your attackers. Sort of like playing the world's most deadliest form of baseball that could at any point shear off half of your face and send you into oblivion. And I gotta say, for what it's billed as a sort of quickly adrenaline-based pick-me-up in the middle of your day for $1.99, this is actually an incredibly fun game. I'm not usually the type of person in my day-to-day who rather enjoys fighting in an endless mosh pit-style arena for ever-increasing high scores, but I really enjoyed comboing and redirecting and, angling my shots as different denizens tried to shoot me in the face to get as high as possible, and then eventually getting one of those overpowered, ridiculous laser shotgun thingy-majiggers and just absolutely annihilating my foes. It's got a really good shaky feel to it, too. You can really feel the impact, even though I don't have any sort of vibrator in my controller, in order to, hack down your enemies. And this is a game that is currently in early access, so you can definitely, see a lot of changes coming in the near future, including a lot of extra game modes that the creators have been talking about off and on throughout the updates. What you're getting for your money right now is a very simple, very straightforward game mode. You're thrown into this limited arena space with a definitive boundary, which you are required to survive as long as possible, getting as many kills as possible, and you can only survive 4 hits or 4 respawn points, as it were, before you're KO'd and you have to start all over from scratch, fighting and slashing and murdering your enemies. And, that's not too bad. The interface is pretty clean, it's very neon and cyberpunky. Sounds are fun and grooky as you get blood splattered everywhere, and the blood does persist forever, so you will be reminded of your gorish deeds for the end of time, or 90 seconds, give or take. I think the only thing that I would really look into this for this game mode, since I have no idea what sort of form the future game modes of this game will take as the developers increasingly add more and more content, would be, I wouldn't mind it if there were some enemies with which I could sword fight, where I had to be very careful of their own laser sabers, because there are a wide variety of different guns with different fire rates and different spreads of shots and different speeds of bullets, but I am left kind of wanting some additional laser weaponry which might add a certain flair to my combat. Perhaps there is a flail-type weapon that I can hurl across the battlefield into my foes, and it will eventually return to me boomerang style, but only after it has bounced off of all of my foes and the surrounding environment. And sort of little small things like that. Things like random power-ups and different buffs that you can pick up in a sort of endless arena shooter would be things that could really spice up the combat as you're fighting in a very samey sort of in endless combat mechanics. I mean, you need something to break up the monotony, even if you extremely enjoy endless fighters. I'm not usually one of those people, but I've really enjoyed this so far. The other thing that I might throw out there for the creators of Ubermosh, or some later game modes, is I wouldn't mind it if there was just an endless corridor where you had to fight through, sort of like Metal Slug style, and throughout the different combat environments, if you had the right weapon and you encountered a mech fighter, you could shoot a mech's operator, probably one of the crazy tentacled mutants, out of it, and then suddenly you've got a laser-clawed mega machine. You can rip through your enemies until it starts to smoke and explode. You gotta get out before it does that, or else you'll just get KO'd instantly. Different mechanics like that would be certainly interesting, and maybe even a very simplified story mode. I mean, the game that I most think of when I play Ubermosh is certainly the game of Nuclear Throne. And Nuclear Throne is a post-apocalyptic wasteland where you play as a variety of different mutant creatures with different superpowers, and you have to play through very sets of levels that are all randomly procedurally generated every time you enter. You get a variety of different weapons, both melee and ranged, to do your dirty work with. And to that effect, I think that this game could do very well with unlockable characters to give me a reason to get a higher score. You know, baiting the hook, as it were, is a fantastic way to lure people into improving themselves, to getting better scores, to getting strange achievements where they have to kill so many aliens within so many seconds of each other in order to unlock the tentacled overlord character who has a little bit extra health or respawn points, but is much slower and bulkier and harder to control. Maybe you can even get a character who doesn't do as much damage and has a slower swing speed on their blade, but instead of being able to be super combat effective, they have a dodge roll that you can hit space to quickly get out of the way. You know, there's all sorts of different abilities that you could give different characters, different cyberpunk warriors in our post-apocalyptic wasteland, to really give each one of them some flair, so you could really strategize and synergize with other strange, bizarre weaponry. You know, very simple things like that, I think, could really go a long way. But we're kind of more focused on, in this video, exactly what we're getting right now for our $1.99. The game is billed as a quick 90-second adrenaline rush shoot 'em up game, which can then give you that quick adrenaline rush in your day, give you quite a bit of fun in a very short period of time. Maybe you're getting up and taking a stretch at home, or maybe you're at work or freelancing like old Larry here, and you want a quick break in the middle of your day, and Ubermosh can be your quick, energetic pick-me-up, especially if you enjoy crazy cyberpunk worlds, with a lovely, sexy denizen who has the green, glowing hair and purple skin of a mad alien warrior. It's really a fantastical combination. So you can currently pick this game up on Steam Early Access for $1.99, and I think that is a perfect price point for a game such as this, which does offer quite a bit of replayability, especially if you like crazy, endless shooters that will eventually add multiple game modes. And so, you know, as you get more stuff, I think $1.99 becomes a ridiculous, almost Steam sale-esque bargain that you can hope for. Do I know what is being added next? I have an inkling that there will be some more different types of game fighting modes. Currently, you just have the ability to slash and slice bullets and redirect them at your foes, and to get an endless supply of about 5 to maybe 8 assortments of different weaponries, from single-shot gigundo bullets to multiple spread shots that you get from the crazy mutant aliens. And I think it would be interesting to start seeing things like explosives, or maybe you can throw down a series of landmines as you run away from your foes. You know, all sorts of strange weaponry that might accentuate different types of monsters, and it might be even interesting to see some mutant monsters that don't know what the heck a weapon is, but they can quickly shoot out their spines at you and grab you up and then hurl you at your other enemies. Because you only have 4 points of health, that would definitely make the game topsy-turvy and give you something pretty scary to look out for. Maybe they can even put it into a wave system, where after you kill so many of the Wastelanders, out comes a crazy Wastelander beast of a monster that functions as a big scary boss that requires you to just peg away at its health, and it can kill you in one shot or maybe a series of smaller, more ridiculous abilities that lay down bombs of acid or sprays of tentacles or eye lasers that can shoot and chase you across the very map itself, even out of sight distance of your actual foe. You know, there's all sorts of stuff that they could be adding to this, and the core of what the devs are doing here is to kind of integrate player feedback with how they do their business. You know, if there's some sort of recommendation that a lot of people feel like they would want, they're immediately going to start to add that kind of content. If there's some sort of ridiculously overpowered monster that seems it's a little bit too ridiculous, they pay attention and balance it very quickly. And that's a good combination. I love it when game devs take user feedback and user-generated suggestions into account, especially during early access development, when a game is really coming into its own, especially if it has a very simplistic idea that it's working off of. In this case, it's just an endless arena brawler. It has a time limit. Maybe you can just have endless survival mode even, where time is not a factor, you just have to keep as much health as possible, and maybe once in a great blue moon, if you work up a crazy combination, you can do a finishing slash that restores one of your hit points. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they do. So that's it for this round, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed taking a first look today at Ubermosh, available on Steam Early Access for $1.99. You can find a link in the description to check it out for yourself. And that's all for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps me out a whole bunch, and I apologize for my voice. I'm a bit under the weather with my allergies. And until next time, have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.